Okay, now we are going to see the round 3 out of 7 rounds.
Yes. We have Alvin versus Jin, both from Malaysia. Both flew over just for this tournament. It's the power of Final Fantasy. White playing Cannoneer forward. Sorry, backup. Cannoneer is able to, I believe, break other backups for damage. This is a Alvin is playing an interesting 3-color deck. It is water, ice, and lightning. So both players are building up their backups. Playing an Ilua with haste. First hit is a Famfreet. So Ilua goes to the break zone. Playing an Artemisian. He will put 2 on the bottom of his deck. Or no, 3. Or no, 2. And Alvin takes a moment. Plays a gladiator backup, passes the turn. Jin with mono lightning, a potentially very fast and aggressive deck. We'll see how this goes. Although many lightning cards also deal damage when played, but if there are no targets on board, then some of the value is lost. Plays a Lulu backup. It's plus 1,000 power to all lightning forwards on his side.
So he preparing to increase power for the forwards in his deck.
Yes. Although my guess is that Jin probably does have some forwards in his hand, but probably the ones that deal damage coming into play. So he's waiting for Alvin to play some forwards so he has a counterplay. That is the Emperor. The turn passes to Jin. the Emperor's effect came into play, and a card was discarded. Okay, Hildebrand is played. Ramu breaks the Emperor, and Hildebrand attacks. Yeah, Hildebrand is a durable card. If broken by summons or abilities, he goes back to your hand. This is a reference to him seemingly dying in Final Fantasy XIV, but coming back, even surviving a meteor falling on him.
He also have like special ability here also.
Yes, the Manderville Dance.
Reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a forward, play it onto the field down. If not, put it into the back zone.
Yes, a risky card if you don't know what is on top of your deck, as you might just waste energy and a Hildebrand.
Need to choose your luck.
Yep, which is suitable for the Hildebrand character, who is very luck reliant in his story. Okay, now we see why. Now with Zemus, he's able to play a forward from your break zone, so even if Hildebrand's Manderville Dance fails, that broken forward could still be played by Zemus. Zemus is also a good counter to Ice Discard, as any discarded forwards can still be played. The Layla Viking combo. Discard the Viking to pay for Layla, and then bring the Viking in with Layla's effect and draw a card from Viking. Alvin's looking through the break zone of his opponent. When there's a Zemus on the board, it's very important to know what's in your opponent's break zone. Genesis comes into play, Dull freezes the Zemus. Turn passes to Jin.
Put Alcid on the
Okay,
field already.
Alcid.
We have seen this card from the last round, the
Yes.
second round.
A very popular lightning card. 4 crystal points for 6,000 is under the curve, but his ability to deal damage and play a lightning forward is very, very high value.
ยังไม่ต้อง
Alvin reacts with a summon. The I always forget how to pronounce it, but it is one of the Doom trains. The Glacia Labolos.
Yeah, many Final Fantasy cards
Yes.
like have the very special name,
Yes.
like some from Swedish, and it's hardly to pronounce it.
Yes. Final Fantasy designers are very worldly and draw inspiration from all over the world.
I can see that like 2, and the second and third round, like or most of them like playing Viking.
Yes, we've seen many Vikings already. A very, very efficient card. It's a small body on its own. 2000 will do very little, but the card draw, because of how Final Fantasy plays, that lets you, just discard a card to play a bigger card, or just refreshing a hand after playing many cards.
And so
Okay.
have the
Oh, Hildebrand attack goes through. The Viking was not used to chump block, so perhaps Alvin's got something up his sleeve that requires a large board.
and also the ice deck, like that skill is like to freeze other opponents, so that impact to the game also.
Yes. Against ice, the dulling, freezing, discarding can totally shut down your opponent. And Alvin's got Genesis on the board, a very powerful ice card that must be answered, or you're taking damage and discarding a card. Genesis attacks. The only valid blocker right now is Alcid. If he blocks Genesis, Alcid will be broken, but Genesis will only, hang in there with 1,000 health left, or power.
Yeah, Genesis
So-
character is very famous, popular for the women also.
Yes, yes, based off the likeness of
Mm.
superstar Gakuto.
Yeah, especially when we saw the movie, Final Fantasy movie, like Adventure and yeah, fighting with Sephiroth.
Yes. Oh, Cloud of Darkness. That is why Alvin had not blocked the attacks before. Cloud of Darkness, the more forwards you have out, the more powerful its auto ability of reducing your opponent's power. And when power goes down to 0, that card is broken. That gets around Hildebrand's return to hand ability, because he was not broken directly by the Cloud of Darkness ability, it was just power reduction. So Alvin had taken a few hits in previous rounds, but it was to have enough forwards out to play that Cloud of Darkness. Now we'll see how Jin responds to this changed board state.
Yeah, look like Alvin's fulfilled with the both backups and forwards.
Yes.
Let's see, like Ho Chi Jin, what he's going to do with this situation.
Yes. Right now, Jin has emptied his hand playing that last backup. Having an empty hand and less backups than an ice-using opponent is a very risky position to be in. So now Alvin has the momentum on his side. Let's see how he uses it. Attack with Cloud of Darkness and debuffing the Al Cid. Jin takes the hit. Alvin attacks with Genesis. Will Jin take the hit? As Al Cid has his power reduced, he will not be able to take out Genesis.
Oh, he's blocked without it.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
And it's
Wait.
still disgusting.
Yes. They're talking about if Al Cid's power was reduced, and yes, it was.
So Ho Chi Jin have to decide that he's going to take this damage or not.
Yes. Though Jin has no cards in his hand, so...
Finally,
Okay.
he shoots up.
Oh.
Oh.
Nestinian was placed in the damage zone.
So now they got 3 damage.
Yes. Jill Nabat's special ability was used to keep Zemus dulled and frozen. Since Zemus was played, he's been in a frozen state, the power of ice. Jin. 2 cards in his hand. What can he do? Tap. Dull 3 backups, playing Onion Knight.
Onion Knight.
And pass. Normally, Onion Knight deals damage to an activated forward, so that was not an efficient play, but the play that was needed to survive. Alvin is in a place that ice decks like to be in. Opponent with only 1 card in hand, more backups than his opponent. The largest forward of his opponent also dulled.
It's a very tough situation for Jin.
Yes. Combat phase. Cloud of Darkness attacks. Reduces Zemus's power down to 3,000. Takes the hit. Genesis attacks. If Genesis hits, then Jin will have to discard the only card he has left in his hand.
Oh my god. go to the break zone already. He just got
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, the Onion Knight.
And one more damage for Jin.
Yep.
So if Jin got
Oh, okay.
oh my.
Playing the Renoa, which when Renoa comes into play, you choose a forward. It is removed and then comes back into play, so Cloud of Darkness's ability activates again. Jin's turn.
We know it's the new card, like, and the
Yes,
card version is
a-
from Mr. the card designer.
Oh, Yoshitaka Amano is the artist on this card.
Very
My
beautiful.
yes, my favorite Final Fantasy artist.
Oh my god. Look at the view.
Yes. What will Jin do? Plays a Clan Gully Sid to search for a Tactics Advance 2 card. Puts down Ilua.
Yeah, but the Final Fantasy card game, if you got 7 damages, you will lose the
Yes.
game. Now Jin got 5 already. He have like 2 left.
Yes, and there are 3 forwards on the board on Alvin's side. So even... Turn passes to Alvin. Will he go for an aggressive attack to end it now? We see he breaks the Gladiator to bring back a Viking from the break zone, allowing him to draw a card.
Look like he wanna make sure to
Yes.
create damage this turn.
Yes. Like, yeah, we don't know, maybe Jin, he could have a EX burst coming up that could change the momentum of this game.
Yeah, that's right. Expert is
Yeah.
very
Oh.
cool.
Celeste enters play, freezes Ilua. Cloud of Darkness then attacks. Celeste. The other. And that is the game.
Yeah.
Ice Water locks down Mono Lightning.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, now finish the 3rd round already, and so can't wait to see the 4th round.
Yes, we've been seeing a lot of Vikings in play.
Yeah, right. Thank you for watching and see you next round.